Hey, this is Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. And Greg Cooper asked me a question on LinkedIn today that I thought, you know what? I'm going to answer this via video because it's such an important question. And it's all about how do you get that initial momentum moving? How do you get started moving forward using LinkedIn as a business tool? Now, before I answer the question, hit that subscribe button because I promise you lots and lots of content all about how to use LinkedIn as a business tool. All right, so let me answer Greg's question. By the way, Greg is a great post. He calls it his LinkedIn activation plan. I love it. It's really powerful. Preparation, daily, weekly, monthly, fortnight, quarterly, really good content. Okay, but I'm going to answer this question. Suggestions on building that initial momentum. That's important. You, first and foremost, here is the answer. Start where you are today. Don't try to be like Gary Vee. Don't try to be like Greg Cooper. Don't try to be like, Beth or Joe or Charlie or Mark. Good Lord, don't try to be like me. Start where you are today, doing what you have the ability to do today. But you've got to follow these ideas. Number one, you got to know who your target audience is. If you're going to create momentum, you got to know where you're going. And who do you want to engage with? And who do you want to be a part of that journey? And it better be your target audience. Focus on your purpose and goal of using LinkedIn. That's number one as you get moving. Number two, as you get moving, you better know what's important to them. You better know what your target audience is seeking. What are they interested in? What are their challenges, their fears, their risk? What are the problems they're trying to solve that you can speak to? So you better know what's important to your target audience. Number three, you need to listen. It isn't always about opening your mouth and start blabbing, Teddy. It isn't always about jumping on camera, Teddy. It's about listening so you know what you're going to talk about. Listen carefully to what your target audience is asking or saying, the conversations that they're starting, the conversations that they are in, so you can speak to them in that space. Now, here's another big one. You don't need to always be the one that starts the conversation. You need to get into the conversations, but you can seek conversations that are already going. Seek conversations that are already happening that maybe your target audience is in. So you can get into those conversations, such as the conversation that Greg started here that Beth and Petra and John and Gurishwar and myself and are engaging on. Find conversations that are ongoing and read it. Consume it, listen to it, understand what it's saying, and maybe you comment, maybe you reply. You don't always need to be the one to start the conversation. Here's another one. So as you're doing and getting into these conversations, you're moving at the pace you feel comfortable moving at, you're going to want to challenge yourself to start a conversation. So maybe you'll, again, start where you are today. Maybe you'll post something simple. Maybe you'll share just a really simple piece of content. Maybe you'll come up here and you'll just simply say a quote or a statement or ask a question. It doesn't need to be grandiose. As you get that momentum going, you do not need to start at a breakneck speed. You can start at whatever speed you're comfortable with. So maybe you're not comfortable doing LinkedIn Lives today. Maybe you're not comfortable writing 2,000 character blog posts or LinkedIn articles. Maybe you're not comfortable jumping in front of a camera like I am right now and ranting and raving and sharing ideas. So don't. But you do need, as you're building that momentum, to be willing not only to get into conversations, but also every now and then start a conversation. That's going to be powerful. But again, start where you are today. Start doing what you're comfortable doing today. Then, as you're creating content and getting into conversations, maybe you'll find articles and blog posts and videos and, other conversations that you can just share with others. But here's another big one. You need to prioritize time to listen, to engage, and to share. And maybe you won't spend hours a week doing this like I do. That's okay. Start where you are today. Maybe you only have 10 minutes a week. So during that 10-minute period, be very purposeful. Follow the ideas that Greg gives you in his action plan. And that is, most importantly, get into conversations, but every now and then start one. Most importantly, get into more conversations that are relevant. Every now and then start another one. Start where you are today. Commit some time. Prioritize some time to listen so you know what the conversation is, and then get into conversations and start conversation. Look, it's vital that if you want to build that initial momentum, you cannot jump out and bust out like a bull to make it happen. You've got to start where you are. Start simple if that means simple. Start gently if that means gently. But here's the point that I'm trying to draw about this initial momentum. Start. You've got to start. A little is better than nothing. A little is better than you being nothing more than dust in LinkedIn, because nobody will ever see you if you never get into a conversation. So Greg, dude, thanks for asking this question, for me to share these suggestions on how to build that initial momentum. I really love that phrase. Start where you are today, but start. Hey, I'm Teddy Burriss, your LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. Thanks for letting me share this with you.